Welcome, Dai, back to our class. Oh, you are really study hard. Let's talk about interior doors. You know, those everyday heroes that separate rooms, keep things organized, and add a touch of style to your home or project. But they're not indestructible. Getting them right from the start and taking care of them properly is key to making them last and look good for years. So, why bother with all this fuss about care and finishing? Well, think about it. A well-finished door doesn't just look better, it lasts longer. It keeps its shape, doesn't warp or crack unexpectedly, and continues to function smoothly. Imagine buying a fancy new car and then neglecting it. You wouldn't want that, right? Same deal with your doors. Proper care means less hassle down the road, fewer repairs, and ultimately, a more beautiful and functional space. It's about getting the most bang for your buck, or rather, the most beauty for your effort. First things first, when you get your new doors, don't just rush them into the wall. Think of them like people moving to a new place. They need to adjust. This is called acclimation. Wood is hygroscopic, meaning it breathes moisture in and out. If you install a door straight from a dry warehouse into a humid basement, it's going to swell up. Give it a couple of days, maybe two, to settle into the humidity and temperature of its new home. It's like letting the wood get comfortable before you put any paint on it. And if you're storing them for a while, especially in a dry environment, seal the edges with wood conditioner to prevent them from drying out too much. Trust me, this little step saves a lot of headaches later. When you're storing these doors before installation, lay them flat, not stacked on top of each other. Think of it like putting down a carpet. You want it flat, not bunched up. Find a clean, dry spot, away from direct sunlight or heat sources. Extreme changes in humidity or temperature are the enemy here. Imagine trying to build with wet bricks. It won't work well. Same principle applies to your doors. And definitely, absolutely avoid trying to finish them in a super humid environment. The paint or stain will take forever to dry, and you might end up with a sticky, unhappy door. Patience is key, folks. Patience is key, folks. This is where things get interesting, and where many people make mistakes. Here's a crucial point. A door has 6 sides, not 4. Front, back, 2 edges, and critically, the top and bottom rails. These top and bottom parts are often overlooked, but they're incredibly vulnerable to moisture changes and are a major cause of warping and sticking doors. Think of it like dressing a person. You wouldn't just put clothes on the front, would you? You cover everything. The goal of finishing isn't to stop wood from moving entirely. No such magic product exists. It's about slowing down the moisture movement so the door stays within acceptable limits and doesn't suddenly decide to become a rectangle instead of a square. Finishing all 6 sides uniformly is non-negotiable if you want your doors to perform reliably. Okay, before you even think about paint or stain, you absolutely must sand. Sanding is the foundation of a good finish. It's like cleaning your canvas before you start painting. Every single wood door, no matter how fancy or cheap, needs sanding. Why? Because wood isn't perfect. It has natural blemishes, tiny scratches from handling, dirt, oils, all sorts of stuff on the surface. Sanding smooths all that out, creating a clean, even surface for your finish to stick to. And listen up, always sand with the grain. Imagine trying to comb your hair against the direction it grows. Messy, right? Same thing with wood grain. Cross-grain scratches are a rookie mistake and will show through your finish like crazy. After sanding, use a tack cloth, that sticky roller, to grab all the dust. Dust is your enemy in finishing. It creates a cloudy, uneven finish. Get rid of it. Let's get specific about sanding different types of doors. First up, molded doors. These are usually made of MDF or particle board with a plastic skin. For these guys, you'll typically use 220 grit sandpaper initially. Just a light sanding to smooth out any imperfections. Then, after you apply your primer or first coat of finish, you'll lightly sand again between coats using 320 grit paper. This is just to create a tiny bit of texture for the next layer to grip onto. Remember, less is more here. Don't go overboard, and always blow off the dust after sanding and use that tack cloth before you apply anything. Cleanliness is next to perfection, especially in finishing. Next, we have wood flush doors. These are simpler, basically a flat sheet of wood or veneer. For these, you'll typically start with a coarser grit, around 100. Again, just a light sanding to remove any handling marks or rough spots. Now, here's a warning. Don't over-sand. Especially with veneer doors, you can easily sand through the thin veneer layer, especially if you use too fine a grit or sand too aggressively. The veneer is super thin, like a fraction of a millimeter. Oversanding can close the pores of the wood, making it hard for the stain or paint to penetrate evenly, leading to weird light spots or blotchy areas. So, gentle is the name of the game. And yes, tack cloth after sanding is still your best friend. Finally,